Today I'm going to share with you all how to unlock the gold or gilded camo on all assault rifles in Modern Warfare 3 as fast and as easily as possible. I'm making this guide during Season 1, but the same tips will apply for whenever you're watching, even if you're watching it later down the line. And if you want any help with any other specific parts of the camo grind, then do check out my Modern Warfare 3 camo guides playlist via the card on screen or link in the description. So I really want to make this video as quick, simple, and as useful as possible for you guys. I'm going to talk about the best generic class setup, maps, and modes for all the assault rifle camo challenges, and then we'll go into each of the camo challenges in particular and break them down and talk about the quick tips for each of them. But by all means, if you want to jump to a specific part of the video, there'll be timestamps in the description, so please use them to jump to specific parts, and I hope you find this useful. If you do, be sure to drop a like on the video so that other people can find this video too. Now, the gilded camo is the Modern Warfare 3 version of the gold camo. You only have to complete 4 base challenges to unlock the gold camo challenge. Camo challenges are the same on all assault rifles. Before we get into the video, if you're looking to permanently unlock the new Modern Warfare 3 mastery camos, or play in bot lobbies to max out your guns and unlock camos quickly, or even get your hands on an instant delivery pre-made account, then be sure to check out MitchCactus.com. These guys are the biggest and most reliable sellers with tons of brand new offerings for Modern Warfare 3 with completely safe and legitimate services for Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. So far, they have almost 10,000 reviews on Trustpilot. If any of that sounds good to you guys, then make sure to use code RAGER for 5% off for a limited time only. Now, by earning gilded or gold camo, if you like, you can then go on to earn the forged, which is the equivalent of platinum from Modern Warfare 2, the priceless, which is the equivalent of polyatomic from Modern Warfare 2, and the interstellar, which is the equivalent of Orion from Modern Warfare 2, basically the mastery camos, on all 36 base weapons in the game, plus ongoing DLC weapons, i.e. on all Modern Warfare 3 weapons, but not any of the Modern Warfare 2 weapons. Now, since Season 1 has brought new weapons, you can use these DLC weapons instead of a base weapon if you want to swap it out. So currently, there are 7 assault rifles, but you would need at least 6 to get gold. You don't have to do all of them. If you don't like one of the base ones, you can use the DLC one instead. And you can do gold camo on just one of them, but you will need at least 6 if you're going for the mastery camos. Now, the main base camo challenges across the assault rifles are as follows. The first challenge says you need to get 50 kills with the weapon. The second challenge says you need to get 50 kills while aiming down sight with the weapon. The third challenge says you need to get 15 headshot kills with a weapon. And the fourth base camo challenge says you need to get 25 kills while in tactical stance with the weapon. We'll go through them individually in a minute. And once you then complete those 4 base camo challenges, your gilded camo challenge will then be available. And that final challenge to get the gilded or gold camo is that you need to get 3 operator kills with 1 magazine 10 times with the weapon. Again, we'll talk about that in a minute. But before you do all this, the first main task you need to do is you need to actually unlock all these camo challenges by leveling up your weapon. So unfortunately, you need to get to certain weapon levels for each of your assault rifles if you want to get them gold. Now, leveling up weapons fast via weapon XP methods is a little bit confusing, it's a little bit challenging. Methods are always changing in terms of which one is fastest. So do check out my separate weapon XP guide. I'm going to have a linked video with the fastest way to level up your guns, and I'll have links in the description for that. But currently, based on right now when I'm making the video, for Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer, you want to play close quarters mosh pits involving maps like Shipment, Shoot House, Rust, or Meat. For zombies, you want to do spore control contracts. You can also keep farming contracts, which will give you weapon XP. Farming exfils will give you weapon XP, and doing the Act 1 Tier 7 Dr. Jensen mission, where you go to the helipad, load the deadbolt turret with ammo circuit boards, and just let them automatically kill the zombies. That will get you lots of weapon XP as well. So those are kind of the best methods in zombies. And for Warzone, the best method is currently plunder. You want to do contracts, especially most wanted, open lots of loot containers, and then use your money to purchase items from the buy station and just simply rinse and repeat. Now, I'll quickly talk about the generic best maps and modes and class setup for going for these camo challenges, and then we'll break down each challenge in particular. In terms of maps or modes, you generally want to go for mosh pits containing Shipment or Rust or Meat or another close quarters map. If there's new ones, then obviously you make use of those, but use any of the small fan favorite maps. Meat is a new one from Season 1, it's great, but any of the other maps will do. If that mosh pit isn't around, the best maps you generally want to vote for are ones like Shipment, Meat, Rust, and others, including Scrapyard, Skid Row, Subbase, Favela, Terminal, and sometimes they'll also have other Modern Warfare 2 maps, including Farm 18, Mikado, and Shoot House. So try and go for those if you can, and obviously over time more maps will be added. In terms of your general class setup for going for gold assault rifle camos, for the outfit or your perks, you want to put on the Gunner Vest to deploy with max ammo and improve your reload speed. You want to put on the Scavenger Gloves as perk 1, which allows you to resupply ammo and throwing knives from dead players, and the Blacklight Flashlight from perk 2, which is your gear, and that's basically the tracker perk, which shows recent enemy footsteps. And for perk 3, because of the vest we've gone for, we can't have the third piece of our outfit, but obviously you can put on a different vest with the third piece of outfit if you want to. For the equipment, I'd recommend putting on a stun grenade or a stim for the tactical, either to heal yourself or to slow the victim's movement and aiming, so that makes them an easier target to shoot them. Lethals generally avoid, because that will take away from the kills you can get with your weapon for the challenge. And for the field upgrade, I'd recommend putting on something like Dead Silence, which temporarily makes your footsteps silent and applies Ghost, and getting kills will refresh the duration of this, which is good. For the score streaks, I'd recommend trying to go for non-lethal score streaks and make sure the score streaks not kill streaks, as that way they'll be easier to earn. And you want to put on something like a UAV, counter UAV, and then another one such as an advanced UAV. Alright, starting off with the first two base camo challenges, which are to get 50 kills with the weapon and to get 50 kills while aiming down sight with the weapon. I'm going to group these together because they're very similar. Now these are very easy. Just get kills in whatever mode is best, like Shipmas or whatever mode, and just ignore these because you'll naturally unlock them along the way when you're working towards the other base camo challenges for a specific weapon. Then for the next base camo challenge, we need to get 15 headshots with the weapon. So I've gone for the following attachments for my assault rifle as an example, but you can put on whatever you want. For the optic, you can put on the Chrono Mini Pro or Slimline Pro. We've then gone for the Broadhead 3DP muzzle, the Warpig short barrel, the Citadel grip for the rear grip, and the 45 round magazine to increase your magazine ammo capacity. In terms of the best game modes for headshots, you want to again go for mosh pits containing shipment or rust or meat or another close quarters map, but otherwise you can go for free for all as it's close quarters and everyone's an enemy, so you can get more headshots. Alternatively, you can also play domination as the spawns don't flip, so it's easier to get closer to and flank round to get to the enemies and get behind them for easier headshots, but probably I would say close quarters map like shipment is best. In terms of my tips for headshots, make sure you adjust your field of view, because sometimes if it's too large your field of view, it will shrink everything in front of you, so enemies' heads will be smaller, it's more difficult to see. But at the same time, if it's too small, you won't be able to see enough of the environment around you and you might be missing people. So make sure it's not too big, not too small. If you're finding headshots difficult, you can't quite see them very well, then reduce your FOV so you can see them a bit more clearly. Make sure you're actually aiming for the head, either where you see someone's head or where you expect it to be. Don't be looking up at the sky or down at the floor, and don't rush. Try to line up the shot if possible. If you try and rush and shoot them, you might hit them in the torso and then you won't get a headshot. Again, also think about adjusting your sensitivity or aim down sight sensitivity if you need. If you're overshooting the target and you're going past their head, you need to turn down the sensitivity. If it's taking too long to aim at their head and you're dying, you need to increase the sensitivity. It'll take a little while to adjust, but it is worth doing. Try and adopt a slower playstyle if you can, that might help. If you run and gun, you're more likely to die. Make sure you're using stun grenades to stun and confuse enemies, which will immobilize them and make them an easier target. And watch your minimap, UAV and compass just to kind of find where enemies are and head towards them to get the kills. Obviously, if you've got the blacklight flashlight, you can also find their footsteps as well, which is good. Moving on, the next base camo challenge says we need to get 25 kills while in tactical stance with the weapon. This is again required for all assault rifles for the gilded camo, and basically a tactical stance kill is obviously getting a kill where your weapon is in tactical stance. Now this is a new feature to Modern Warfare 3, and it's kind of a cross between aim down sight and hip fire. It involves tipping the weapon on its side, and it's useful in close range engagements, but it is more accurate than hip firing. To put your weapon into tactical stance, some people might struggle with this, so I'll quickly explain. You first need to aim down sight, and then while you're aiming down sight, you then need to press down on the D-pad. You'll then flip the weapon on its side and you'll put it into tactical stance. Once you put it into tactical stance, every time you pull the aim down sight trigger, your gun will automatically go into tactical stance. To return back to normal aim down sight again and press down on the D-pad while aiming down sight to reverse it. So basically aim down sight and then press it down on the D-pad to toggle on or off of this tactical stance. In terms of the class setup, I would avoid using optics or attachments that involved solely in aim down sight benefits, because we're not aiming down sight. So don't use optics, don't use attachments which improve your aim down sight solely or specifically. My example attachments would be as follows. So I've gone for the Colossus suppressor for the muzzle, the MTZ Nata heavy short barrel, the SL Razorhawk laser light, and this is really important because it improves your aim walking steadiness, your tack stance spread, your aim down sight speed, your sprint to fire speed, and also it gives you a visible laser. So it's really useful for using that laser that you can see to actually aim it at the enemy so you know where you're aiming. It just makes it easier to aim at them in this mode, so I would recommend having a visible laser rather than an invisible one. Then you want to put on the Rival Ace grip for the rear grip, and finally a large magazine such as a 50 round drum mag, as this improves your magazine ammo capacity and less need to reload. In terms of the game mode, I would say hardcore is best as enemies have less health, so it's easier to shoot them from further distances. So try not to go into core, try and do hardcore, it's a lot easier. And this could be modes like hardcore free-for-all, team deathmatch, domination or kill confirmed. Although even though hardcore is easier, if there aren't any good hardcore playlists around, then you can always just go into a close quarters mosh pit containing maps like shipment, rust or meat. In terms of my tips for getting tactical stance kills, you want to try to flank around the edge of the map and get into enemy spawns to get these tactical stance kills fast. Again, a slower playstyle might help. Try not to run and gun, and you want to reload when it's sensible but take cover when needed. Now you need to use your laser to see where the gun is actually pointing at the target, and as you move or run around the map, the movement will kick up the gun or laser, and therefore when you're going around a corner or getting close to an enemy, try to slow down so that your gun relaxes. Otherwise, if it's kicking up, you're not going to be aiming at the correct place and it's going to take longer to kill them. So make sure you're walking more slowly and not running when you're going around corners or getting close to enemies. You can also use stun grenades to stun and confuse enemies, which will mobilize them and make them easier targets for getting kills. And again, make sure you're watching the minimap, UAV and compass. So once you've done those 4 base camo challenges, you will now have access access to the gold or gilded camo challenge to actually get the gilded camo for that assault rifle. And this challenge says that you need to get 3 operator kills with 1 magazine 10 times with the weapon. It's really important that you listen up for this challenge because it is bugged, it doesn't track properly, and you don't want to be wasting your time. I've seen a lot of people struggle, so please make sure you know what to do so you're not wasting your time. It's not as intuitive as it sounds, unfortunately, even though it is an easy challenge, so I'll explain in just a minute how to do it so it tracks properly. In terms of the class setup, you want to put on an assault rifle, and as an example I've used the SVA 545 with the following attachments. We've gone for the Colossus suppressor for the muzzle, the Warpig short barrel, the Mark III reflector for the optic, the main V6 stock, and finally the 60 round mag. This is really important because it improves your magazine ammo capacity and therefore less need to reload as there's more bullets in your mag. And again, for this challenge we obviously can't reload, so it is important. In terms of the game modes, again I would recommend hardcore is actually best as enemies have less health, therefore it's easier to shoot them, there's less need to worry about emptying lots of bullets into enemies, so if there's a good hardcore mosh pit or hardcore playlist, go for that. Otherwise go for close quarters combat mosh pits, including maps like Shipment, Rust or Meat. In terms of my tips, this is where it's really important, so make sure you guys are paying attention. So the goal is obviously to get 3 kills with 1 magazine without reloading basically. So often once you get 3 kills with 1 mag and then you go on to your 4th kill and so on, so if you get like 4 kills in 1 life with 1 magazine and you don't reload, you would think that would count for 1 point towards the 10 and then you start going towards your second one. But the game won't count it that way. Similarly, the game does not require you to get 3 kills with 1 magazine in the same life. So you'd think you'd have to do it all in 1 life because that will be 1 magazine and when you respawn in you'll have another magazine, but again that doesn't count. So right now in the game what you can do is you can get 1 to 2 kills in 1 life without reloading, then you could die and then immediately get another 1 to 2 kills, so you've got a total of 3 without reloading across as many lives as you want, and then this will count. And like I say, this will count across multiple lives so that you can get like 1 kill then die, get a 2nd kill then die, get a 3rd kill then die, and that will still be 1 out of your 10 points. So as long as you get 3 kills without reloading across multiple lives, it doesn't matter how many times you die, it will still count. So you don't need to get all 3 kills in 1 life, you just need to get 3 kills in a row without reloading and spread that across 1 to 3 lives or more. Now the main issue is that people will keep getting tons and tons of kills in a row and not reload, which is fine, but the game will get confused. So what you need to do is make sure once you get 3 kills without reloading in 1 life or across multiple lives, you then want to reload your weapon and keep doing that after every 3 kills. So like get 3 kills without reloading across 1 life or more, then reload, then get another 3 kills, then reload, and keep doing that over and over again until you get all 10 points. So think of it as like you're getting the 3 kills without reloading, and then when you reload that counts as like a save, so you've just saved that point that you've earned, otherwise you will lose it. I'd also avoid the urge to reload between these 3 kills. You should have a large enough magazine that you don't need to reload, and also if you're playing hardcore, enemies have much lower health, so it shouldn't be very difficult at all. You should have plenty of bullets, but do try and avoid the urge to reload, otherwise if you reload you'll have to restart those 3 kills. Also make sure you're using as few bullets as you can for each kill, and finally if you do accidentally press reload and you mess up, just make sure that you tap the YY button on Xbox or triangle on PlayStation to reload cancel. So just make sure your reload doesn't actually go through and it should still count. If your player's actually dropped their old magazine and put a new one in and the reload animation has finished, you've then put a new magazine in and it won't count. But if you start to reload and then cancel it, it should be fine because you've not actually changed your magazine. So once you do that, you will have gilded camo on your weapon, and then you can get gilded camo or gold camo for all the assault rifles in the game and beyond to get the mastery camos. I really hope you guys found this useful. If you did, make sure to drop a like on the video so that other people can find this guide too. Check out my other Modern Warfare 3 guides. I've got weapon XP guides for leveling up your guns fast to get these camo challenges. I've got a camo guides playlist which you can access via the card on screen or link in the description for other guides or any of the specific guides we mentioned in this video that goes into it in more depth. I've also got guides on how to level up the battle pass fast, zombies guides, that kind of thing, so you'll definitely want to check them out. And if you want to stay up to date with all these latest methods and guides, then make sure you're subscribed so you stay in the loop. Now that you've got gilded camo on your assault rifles, why not check out my next video on how to get the forged camo on assault rifles too. Thanks for watching, I hope you found it useful, and I'll see you all on the next one.